Hey there and welcome back to Learn English Hub. Today we're tackling a super useful but sometimes confusing tense, the present perfect. This tense connects the past to the present and many learners struggle with when to use it. But don't worry, by the end of this lesson you'll know exactly how to use it like a pro. Let's go. So, what will you learn today? When to use the present perfect and when not to, how to form affirmative, negative and question sentences, the difference between the present perfect and the simple past, common mistakes learners make and how to avoid them, and finally, key signal words that indicate the present perfect. Sound good? Let's get started. So when do we use the present perfect? The present perfect is different from the simple past because it does not focus on a specific time in the past. Instead, it focuses on actions that are connected to the present. Let's break it down. Use the present perfect when talking about life experiences without saying exactly when they happened. For example, I have visited Paris. She has tried sushi before. They have never flown in an airplane. If we don't mention a specific time, we use the present perfect. But if we say when something happened, we must use the simple past. I have been to Japan. It's a general life experience. I have been to Japan in 2019 is incorrect. Instead, say I went to Japan in 2019. Use the present perfect for actions that began in the past and are still happening now. For example, I have lived in New York for 5 years. She has worked here since 2018. They have been friends for a long time. If an action started in the past and is still true today, we use the present perfect with for duration. I have worked here for 5 years, since for specific time. She has worked here since 2018. I have worked here for 5 years is correct. I'm still working here. I worked here for 5 years. This means I don't work here anymore. Use the present perfect when talking about a recent action that affects the present. For example, I have just finished my homework. She has lost her keys. She still doesn't have them. They have cleaned the house. The house is still clean now. The present perfect is often used when there is a connection between the past action and the present result. For example, if I say she has lost her keys, it means she still doesn't have them now. Use the present perfect when talking about actions that have happened multiple times in the past, without mentioning exactly when. For example, I have watched that movie 3 times. She has visited London many times. We have eaten at this restaurant before. If an action has happened multiple times, but the exact times are not mentioned, we use the present perfect. Unlike the simple past, which focuses on completed actions at a specific time, the present perfect focuses on the connection between the past and now. Now let's break down how to build sentences in the present perfect. We'll start with the affirmative, positive sentences, then move on to negatives, and finally questions. Let's go. Affirmative sentences. The structure. Subject plus have or has plus the past participle. Using the verb work for all of our subjects. I have worked today. You have worked a lot. He, she, it has worked hard. We have worked together. They have worked all day. For he, she, and it, we use has instead of have. The main verb always takes the past participle form, which is usually the same as the past simple for regular verbs. ed on the end, but can be different for irregular verbs. Let's look at some examples. I have seen that movie before. She has eaten sushi many times. If we're talking about the irregular verbs table, the first column is always the base form. The second column is your simple past form, and the third column are your past participles. Now let's look at some negative sentences. The structure: subject plus have or has plus not plus past participle. So again, using the verb work for all of our subjects. I have not worked today. You have not worked yet. He has not worked hard. We have not worked together. They have not worked all day. You can also use contractions. Have not becomes haven't. Has not becomes hasn't. Here's some extra examples. She hasn't finished her homework yet. I haven't eaten lunch today. Now let's look at how to form questions in the present perfect. Just like in other tenses, we use the auxiliary verb. In this case, have or has at the beginning of the question. So the structure is have or has plus subject plus past participle plus the rest of the sentence. So again, using the verb work for all of our subjects. Have I worked today? Have you worked a lot? Has he, she, it worked hard? Have we worked together? Have they worked all day? When using have or has in a question, the main verb always stays in the past participle form. Have you seen this movie? Have you saw this movie? A very common mistake English learners make is confusing the present perfect and the simple past. Let's break it down. The present perfect is used for actions with a connection to the present, and the simple past is used for actions fully completed in the past. Present perfect, no specific time mentioned. Simple past, specific time mentioned. Yesterday, last week, in 2010, etc. Let's look at some more examples. I have been to Italy. Life experience, no time. I went to Italy in 2019. This is a specific past event. She has lost her keys. She still doesn't have them. She lost her keys yesterday. This situation is finished. Maybe she has some new keys or she entered her home. So how to choose the correct tense? Use the present perfect when the action has an impact on the present or you don't mention a specific time. Use the simple past when the action is fully completed or you mention when it happened. Let's look at some more examples. I have never tried sushi. Life experience, no time mentioned. I have tried sushi last week. This is incorrect. We must use the simple past. I tried sushi last week. Now let's talk about modal verbs in the present perfect. Just like in other tenses, modal verbs do not change for he, she, it. However, in the present perfect, they follow a special structure. The structure is subject plus modal verb plus have plus past participle. Let's look at some examples. She might have missed the bus. He should have studied harder. They must have left early. Notice that we always use have plus past participle after modal verbs when talking about the past. She must have forgotten her phone. She has forgotten her phone. This is incorrect. Must is a modal verb, so we don't use has. Many English learners struggle with the present perfect and make common mistakes. Let's go over them and learn how to fix them. Mistake number 1, using the simple past instead of the present perfect. I have watched that movie yesterday. I watched that movie yesterday. Why? Again, if you mention a specific time, use the simple past. The present perfect is used when there's no specific time mentioned. Mistake number 2, using the wrong verb form. I have went to the store. I have gone to the store. Why? Remember, after have or has, the main verb must always be in the past participle form. Mistake number 3, forgetting have or has in present perfect sentences. She been to London. She has been to London. Why? Always include have or has in present perfect sentences. The present perfect is formed with have or has plus past participle. Don't leave out the helping verb. Now, let's look at some common words that tell us we need to use the present perfect. So for life experiences with no specific time, we use ever, never, before. Some examples. Have you ever visited Japan? I have never seen that movie. If you're talking about a life experience and not mentioning when it happened, use the present perfect. For actions continuing from the past until now, we use for, since, lately, recently. For example, she has lived here for 5 years. I have studied English since 2018. Use for when talking about duration and since when mentioning a specific starting point. For recent actions with present relevance, we use just, already, yet. For example, I have just finished my homework. He has already eaten lunch. Have you finished your work yet? These words show that the action happened very recently or has an impact on the present moment. Alright, before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of everything we learned today. We use the present perfect for life experiences without a specific time, actions that started in the past and continue now, recent past actions that still affect the present, for repeated actions without a specific time. And that's a wrap. You've officially leveled up your present perfect skills. No more second guessing when to use it or how to form it. But don't stop here. Practice is key. Here's your challenge. Write a sentence in the present perfect using one of today's signal words. Ever, never, already, just, yet, for, or since. Tell me about a life experience you've had. Have you ever traveled somewhere exciting? What's something you have just finished doing? Let me know in the comments. And of course, if this lesson helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. The more you practice, the better you get. That's all for today. Keep learning, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.